Is it okay to end my 5-year relationship over financial immaturity? 24 male and 24 female. My boyfriend, 24 male, and I, 24 female, have been together for about 5 years now. I have owned my own business since 20. I've always had a savings, always paid bills on time, excellent credit score, etc. Him on the other hand has terrible credit, has made very bad decisions with loans, and there has been a handful of times I've had to cover his half of the rent since moving in together, 3 years ago. About 6 months ago he quit his full-time job, where he was making decent $5 figures a month but still somehow never had enough for anything to spend on life beyond necessities or savings. He now co-owns a business, 50-50. We moved to a new state together about 3 months ago and he told me he is out of money and isn't able to pay for anything. I've been buying groceries and other necessities while he scrapes up rent. He has always promised me he will make more money to be able to take care of me as he wants to provide for me. But those promises always seem empty as we end up in the same spot every time. I'm in a city where I know nobody and I'm not sure how I'm going to keep us both afloat. I'm upset that he ran out of money without even attempting to get a job. He says, a job will come in the way of how much work he puts in for his own business and acts like he's too good to work a 9-5 anymore. I genuinely love him and we have had ups and downs, but I'm thinking marriage and big picture. When he makes these promises and tells me how he's going to take care of me one day, I don't even believe or trust it anymore. He is a great person and we are like best friends, but this is becoming mentally straining. For the last 4 or 5 years now, I'm not sure if I'm being shallow for wanting to break up with someone over money issues. It's not about the money that you're frustrated. It's about the responsibility and value. He's showing that he's financially irresponsible and you are. As you think about marriage and the future, and he does talk about promises, but these things won't come through because so far for the years you've been together such high dreams or goals aren't met. Now you wonder if he's financially capable to help provide for the future as he can't take on half of the financial burden. And if this keeps going, when do you get to the point of marriage, children, your own house, and financially self-sustaining? As someone who scrapes by, how TF did he manage to fuck up getting 5 figures a month and then still not have enough for bills when he was making that much? Lol, I make nowhere near that amount and manage my finances fine. It's definitely okay to end a relationship because of that. My dad was always financially irresponsible and he'd always make my mom quit her jobs to be a housewife because he was scared she would meet someone at work and leave him. My childhood was nothing but evictions, moving, poverty and short periods of time where he got good paying jobs but would tell us he couldn't afford anything so he could spend it all on himself. Your reasoning is sound. Trust yourself and your intuition. It's okay to end your relationship over anything you consider a big deal. The whole point of dating is to see if y'all are compatible for the long haul. Also, don't date someone for your perception of their potential. That's not fair to either of you. If he wanted to behave differently with finances, he would. He's not a great person. You're not best friends. He's a mooch and you're his mommy. Be done already. Is it okay to end my 5-year relationship over financial immaturity? He has always promised to provide for me. Those promises always seem empty as we end up in the same spot every time. Absolutely. You don't want to be with a homosexual or get married and share his debts. Say you do get married and have children. If he can't provide for himself, how will he provide for the children? Hypothetically, if anything happened to you, could you trust him to manage any funds you would leave for them, cause he won't be saving for the kids' future? Sometimes love is not enough, and this may be such a situation. I, 25M, snooped through my fiancé, 23F, phone last night. My fiancé, 23F, has snooped through my 25M phone while I was sleeping a few months ago and found nothing. The next morning she asked me about a few names of females that I had known since high school and later found out she went through my Instagram messages from way before I met her. Anyway, fast forward to this past week. We are in the process of setting up marriage licenses and getting plans ready for our civil ceremony next month. I have a gut feeling and look through her phone. In my defense, she's done that to me, so why would it not be okay for me to snoop through her phone, right? This is because I used to ask her if she was fucking around with anyone at her job at Amazon and she always says no. No way. I'd never do that to you. I go through her phone and I see text messages with 2 guys in a group chat. No biggie, she didn't tell me about those 2 guys ever, but the text messages are all IG reels and TikToks being sent. Cool. Then I check her best friend's messages and this is where I start seeing some weird shit. She says things like, Ray would never do that to me. And OMG, today I was walking and he pulled over in his Durango and asked if I cut and dyed my hair. Like OMG, he actually paid attention to me and noticed, and I was blushing when he asked me. Messages like, dude, I miss him. I told him he'll always be a backup if things don't work out. He makes all these sexual comments and ooh, I get all nervous. Ray told me he gets frustrated when other guys at work try to hit on me and that he would take that frustration out on me in the bedroom. He looks at me up and down and ooh, my pussy throbs when he does that. I'm in Uber with my man and ooh, it reminds me of Ray's car because it smells like weed. Even though she and I don't smoke, there's been instances of her and her friend talking about hot guys, which is cool, I have no problem with it. I can sense a lot of flirting too. But if I were to do the same, all hell would break loose about me even making a comment. And I don't speak to no girls unless it's work or for a genuine reason. I've stopped it a while back because I know how she gets. She's had people call her and not pick up and text him, hey, I'm at home, can't answer. I honestly don't know what to make of it. I've been up all night trying to convince myself it was a few months ago. I'm sure she's not doing anything now. But I don't want to make a lifelong mistake. I don't want to go through all this just to be hurt in the end. I've been cheated on once before with a girlfriend a long time ago. Same way I found out was going through her phone and reading, "Let's fuck deliciously," like last time, when she was on a trip in South America. I will never forgive and never forget that, and it fucks with my head to this day. She does not work there anymore. But who's to say this doesn't happen at her new job? I need some solid advice. She doesn't know I went through her phone. But she can sense my mood being off and keeps asking why I am the way I am right now. I said to her I will talk about it later today and busy with work. She is keeping her options open. Dump her. She is not wife material. Just ask her if Ray still makes her wet. You are the steady boy and she likes adventure more. Sooner or later you'll be left and she'll be with a new dude. If she was committed to the relationship with you, there's no way there'd be any messages of that sort in her phone unless it was about you, in my opinion. If it would be a big deal to her if she found those kinds of messages, then it should definitely be a big deal to you. If this is going on and you're about to get married, it's only going to get worse from there. There's nothing wrong with transparency, both ways, in a relationship, but definitely not when it's toxic, and she definitely seems to be leaning the toxic way. Best move: walk away and be polite. That's it. Yeah, you feel hurt, don't show emotions to anyone. Cry in the bathroom or your best friend. That's it. So yeah, be polite and walk away. Bro, what the fuck? He looks at me up and down and oof, my pussy throbs when he does that. Bro, I'd drop all contact. If my fiancé ever said that, she'd come home to an empty house. Fuck all that. How can I win him back? 28M and 28F. My boyfriend, 28M, and I, 28F, have had a 2-year-long relationship. Initially our relationship started off strong, but 6 months into our relationship we have been having continuous arguments and fights. Till this day. This past year I have been putting in a lot of efforts in trying to work through our issues together, which I do see growth, but it's a few steps forward and then a few steps back. I always thought that we were learning from each other and understanding our differences. Last night, we had a fight, as we have been fighting all week. He needs to try more here and there, I need to work on this and that, etc. Since I am a freelance graphic designer, my sleep timing is more flexible than his warehouse packer, and I kept him up by playing in my phone, resulting in him getting angry at me plus being tired 3 days in a row, and told me he didn't want this relationship anymore. Initially I threw a fit, but he wasn't going to deal with my antics, so he told me he wanted out. This cycle has happened before and we always get back together. But this time he lacks interest in me and isn't asking about my day. Please help, I know and feel he's losing interest. If your relationship frequently involves fighting like this, then perhaps the end of it is for the best. It sounds kinda toxic. People are supposed to make you happy, not throw a fit. Personally, I don't believe in winning people back. I'd give him space so both of you can work out what you want. You've been fighting from the 6-month mark to the 2-year mark? In my experience, a relationship worth having should not be that hard. If you are fighting a lot, the relationship doesn't make any sense, certainly if those fights are about the same, related topics. In the end, it will result in one or both people involved shutting off for each other, and this seems to be happening with your BF. Always ask yourself, why are we together, emotionally, and does it really make sense to trying to change the way you are? In the end, both of you need to be able to be yourself in the relationship. If you've been together for 2 years, and 1.5 years of that has been fighting, then I think you've tried to make it work and now is the time to call it quits. It doesn't sound like you're that compatible or considerate about each other's feelings, so yeah, I'd quit now. Why, if he has said it keeps him up and fucks with his sleep, you playing on your phone at night, would you keep doing it? Clearly you don't have respect for him. He's not going to just bow down to you because you want him to act a certain way. I wouldn't bother further with this relationship. 6 months in and it's been constant fighting. Find someone you are more compatible with while you are still young enough. Girl, you two simply aren't it. Nothing more and nothing less. Me and my girl haven't even had a single argument in a year-long relationship where we see and live with each other pretty much every day. Fighting shouldn't be a thing at all after 6 months and only gets worse from there. Please, find someone better suited for you. I 29M don't like my girlfriend 28F anymore and I need advice on what to do. Help? I have been with my girlfriend for almost 4 years. No one asked anyone out, we met on a dating app and were on and off sex partners. Well, one day she decided to stay and I didn't want to be mean, so I said okay. I've never seen or envisioned our lives together, but anytime we would get close to breaking up she cries and I feel really bad. So fast forward to now and our families know each other and she basically lives with me and I'm not attracted to her like that or anymore. But I know kicking her out of my house or going through that will not only hurt her but our families who have grown to like each other a lot. I don't want to feel trapped, but I don't want to hurt her because she is really nice and loving. What do I do? Do I stay and settle or go through the heartache and aftermath of her and family? What the F? Don't be an asshole and just break up with her. You are wasting her time. Maybe leave out the fact that you never loved her or found her attractive. I'm not trying to be rude here, but your language sounds like the relationship just appeared. It didn't. You both stepped into it together regardless of how it started. If you don't want to be in the relationship, then break up with her. If you want to stay, then be fully committed to the relationship. But either way, take some agency and accountability over your own decisions. You're 29, not 14. You made choices and now must decide where you want to go next. Grow a fucking pair and break up with her. All breakups are hard. The fact this has been going on for about 4 years is mind-blowing. Lol, what the fuck are you doing, man? This is your fault. Unfortunately, a situation like this snowballs if you don't set boundaries. Been there, done that. WTF. Dude, grow a pair and break up with her. You're just wasting her time and your time.